Brought to you by Allman Auctions, world's leader in antique tractor auctions.
Don't be fooled by the green hat and two-cylinder t-shirt. This guy, Dan Peterman of Webster City, Iowa, is not a John Deere collector.
I like Masseys because they're really pretty when they're painted up, and everybody owns a green and yellow tractor.
Those Masseys are pretty all fixed up, especially Dan's 1957 Massey Harris 444. Purchased at a consignment sale while still in high school, Dan used his hard-earned money to bring this rare beauty back to life.
This tractor was in excellent shape. When I got it, when I acquired it, it had probably one ding in it. When I bought this tractor in the consignment auction, the guy that consigned it says that all he ever did with it was feed his cows with it, and it ran a feed grinder a lot. So that's probably why it was in such good shape.
Working alongside his dad, Ken, the Petermans' love for the classics went from being a hobby to a full-time restoration business they call Rusty Acres Restoration.
My first restoration project was a 44 Massey, which I was in FFA, Ag Mechanics, and I took to the Iowa State Fair, which I received the best in state with it. So, 10 years ago, me and my dad started a restoration business full-time, and we've been restoring tractors ever since for customers all over the United States. Basically, our hobby's grown into a major business that's known nationwide, and we do any brand of tractors.
Dan and his dad Ken enjoyed working on tractors together, but Ken Peterman passed away suddenly in the spring of 2000. Still, the love of old tractors, memories of his dad, and the satisfaction of watching the fruits of his labor leave the driveway are all the motivation Dan needs to keep the restoration business going. Well, we need to show you more of the 444 because unless you're planning a trip to the Netherlands, this is the only place you'll see it. That's right, classic tractor fever has spread across the ocean. Dan's 444 caught the eye of a Massey Harris collector visiting the United States, and the next thing Dan knew, he was making arrangements to ship a tractor, his tractor, to the Netherlands.
He's a Massey Harris collector, and this tractor, when he was over here to visit me last summer, he basically went nuts over and he wanted to purchase it from me. I didn't want to let it go because it's really close to me, but money talks, I guess you could say. And so he's going to enjoy it and have it over there. It'll be the only 444 in Europe. Okay,
so how do you ship a tractor to the Netherlands?
There really is no protection. It's just inside of a container. We're going to have it all tied down and everything inside. Basically, it's like opening a present when you get there. Hopefully it's not upside down when it shows up.
Dan's biggest worry about shipping this sharp-looking tractor overseas is that it might get a big scratch down the hood. And oh yeah, Dan did have just one other request.
Before the deal was done, the only thing I requested was I wanted a picture of my tractor in front of a windmill. That's basically what I wanted, and he says there'd be no problem.
A 4-plow machine that cost right around $2,000 new back in 1957. The Massey Harris 444 came complete with power steering, a 3-point hitch, and a high-low transmission that gave farmers 10 forward and 2 reverse speeds. The engine was rated at 47 horsepower. And walking around it, you can see this tractor offered plenty of unique and interesting features.
They painted the grill screens yellow for the simple fact that in behind it was the hydraulic tank, and they didn't want nobody to see the hydraulic tank because if you painted it red, you'd see it. The triple series had the chrome piece here and here. Underneath here, they put a hood door, which you could check your hydraulic oil and your antifreeze. It had the spin-out rear wheels that you could spin out for wider rows or whatever, instead of the adjustable axles that had the adjustable wheels.
And take a look at those gauges.
I do want to point out that the gauges that I put in that are not the original equipment gauges, but I thought, being that I was a high school kid at the time, they were kind of fancy.
Fancy is right. Dan will miss the old 444 when it ships out for overseas duty, but you can bet it won't be long until the Massey Harris 444 LP that Dan now owns will be showing up at tractor shows right here at home in the good old USA.